Now I've got a little video that shows the annealing process, and it shows the grain of recrystallization. Note the time for annealing. So you're watching a cold work structure gently re-annealing, and you can see new grains growing throughout and reappearing. You are looking at annealing of a heavily cold work metal in the video. And you can see completely new grains have grown throughout the annealing process. Now, the process of recrystallization, recrystallization of cold work grains is annealing. And once all of the grains have been recrystallized, the structure is said to be fully annealed, and the strength and the ductility will be restored to their original length. So an annealed structure has low strength and high ductility. In the cold or work hardened state, the heavily deformed grains have high strength but low ductility. Once all of the grains have been recrystallized, the structure is said to be fully annealed, and the strength and the ductility are restored to their original lengths. So you can see the cold work structure, and you can see the ductility is increased upon annealing. So far we've spoken about cold work. Cold work is the physical reshaping, deformation of a metal at ambient temperature. We're now going to consider hot working. Hot working is when metals are mechanically worked, rolled, extruded, deformed above their recrystallization temperature. So hot working is approximately 50% of the melting temperature. Aluminium alloys melt between 650, 600 degrees C. So hot working would be temperatures over about 300 degrees C for aluminium. Now, hot working temperatures are above the recrystallization or the annealing temperatures. So hot working temperatures are above the recrystallization or the annealing temperatures. Above the recrystallization temperatures, metals constantly recrystallize during deformation, so they do not strain or cold work. So when you hot work a metal, because you are above the annealing or the recrystallization temperature, very roughly 300 degrees C for aluminium, the metals automatically and instantly recrystallize, grow new grains, so they are effectively auto-annealing. So hot working, there is no cold deformation or strain hardening, because as we work the grains, they recrystallize. So there is no strength increase on hot work. So the grains that are hot worked do not experience any strength increase, nor do they lose its ductility. Because as the metals are hot deformed, they instantly and automatically anneal, recrystallize into new work-free strains. Effectively, it's an automatic annealing process growing grains. Because at hot working temperatures, metals do not work harden, they remain highly ductile, which means that we can deform them without failure. Thus, we can thus during hot working, we can heavily reshape heavily worked metals, and it's hot working that enables processes such as extrusion to occur. So during hot working, we now understand, because we are instantly re-annealing the grains, they are not work hardening. We're seeing no strength increase, which means because we're seeing no strength increase, ductility remains high, the malleability remains high. It means that we can heavily hot work metals at high temperatures. Now, at elevated temperatures, the atoms firmly expand. Remember expansion. Now, expansion weakens the metallic bond, so both the yield and tensile strengths of metals reduce at higher temperatures. So the strength of aluminium, both its yield and tensile strength of aluminium at hot working temperatures, is significantly reduced. The weakened metallic bond results in yield stresses to work, reshape, and deform aluminium, reducing significantly to very low temperatures. So one of the major properties of aluminium at relatively low temperatures, 300 degrees C, the strength is dramatically reduced required for hot working. In the picture, in the graph, you can see at 100 degrees Celsius, the strength of the aluminium is reduced by about 10%. At 300 degrees Celsius, approximately the recrystallization temperature of aluminium, the strength is only 30% of that at room temperature. Now, extrusion and hot rolling temperatures are higher than recrystallization temperature, so the deformations are reduced. The deformation forces, the forces required to reshape hot work aluminium, are dramatically reduced to perhaps only 10% those required at room temperature. So by a hot working temperature, we require low forces. We can achieve very high deformations. Now, at elevated hot working temperatures, the atoms firmly expand. The expansion weakens the metallic bond, and the aluminium, so the aluminium becomes extremely ductile, superplastic. This allows large amounts of deformation, reshaping without failure. Thus, hot working enables high reductions, such as extrusion and change in shape, without failure at extremely low working forces. I hope you've enjoyed this module. Please see some additional reading. Thank you very much.